I drove field cuts through my neighborhood.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Fearlessly Authentic. I'm here with Steve.
What up?
It's our Sunday show. We got some things to share with you. And I have Elle here with us. Hi, Elle. How are you?
I'm Elon.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
a parody of Elle.
Oh, okay.
I need to be very clear that I'm a parody according to Sir Elon.
Okay. Yeah, Miguel, I know exactly who that is that did that.
I'm actually a
made
fourth
the-
generation clone of a parody account, so I'm glad to be here.
I have a very important poll that I want you guys to participate in. Cake or pie? Pie or cake? Sorry, I said it wrong. It's a real question from a real journalist on Twitter, and I need to know which one you prefer, or if you prefer neither, or both. The choice is yours.
Easy.
Hi, Trish. Trish is here with us. I know you're excited about that. You're
Yeah.
excited.
Trish T. And nice to see you guys. John Kemper, Lady Alex, Kim. Peaches is scaring the shit out of me right now.
Peaches is like going up, spinning around, like
Jumping
flipping around.
in circles, like he might
Hey,
just
Jera.
try to fly into my head again.
Miguel.
Ah, easy. Settle down.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the thing, the thing that we're doing.
Applejack. No, we're not doing a rap right now.
Sure, Brown.
That is open mic
See all
material.
you guys. That's gonna have to wait till Saturday.
Kim. Yeah,
But it'll be good.
That's right. It'll be worth the wait.
Exactly, Peaches. You understand.
Peaches knows what's up. He likes a good
There
rap.
are rules here.
Lady Alex just said cheesecake.
Cheesecake.
Cheesecake is a pie.
I concur that
Is it?
cheesecake is at least 78% pie.
I don't think cheesecake is pie.
Well, they call it cheesecake.
It's
So
basically a pie.
there's
not a
that.
cake.
You have to figure in.
Cheese doesn't belong in that form.
Yeah, but no, it does.
No.
It
But
absolutely
it's
does.
a soft cheese. It's a good cheese.
It's,
a-
yeah.
Mm-mm. Nope.
a normal cheese.
So many good ways to
Nope.
make cheesecake.
That's not normal.
One time,
It doesn't belong with fruit either. I don't like
unrelated.
I don't like fruit and chocolate together either.
Unrelated. Fish.
No, chocolate covered strawberries are amazing.
No.
Fish played Big Cypress, and then it was New Year's, and at New Year's Trey got everybody to yell cheesecake when they counted down to New Year's because they were like simulcasting it on the satellite TV or whatever. So all the crowd just went cheesecake. It was fucking stupid. It was great. I remember though.
If tomato can be a fruit, then cheesecake can be a pie.
Well,
Simple as that.
strawberries are a false fruit.
That's true. Also true.
They're not really a fruit.
These are
And
truities.
tomatoes are a fruit.
Do you know why it's a false fruit? Anybody? Bueller? It's because the seeds are on the outside of
Yeah.
And that's how many times it was
the fruiting body.
pollinated.
That's how they pollinate. Yeah.
So
Trippy. Biology.
I still like strawberries.
Biology.
I
and
love
pie
strawberries.
are
I just don't
cool.
like them with chocolate.
That's ridiculous. You're
That's just
ridiculous.
outrageous. You are.
No. I like chocolate. I like strawberries. I don't like it together.
That's so.
I know a few people that don't like their fruit and chocolate together.
I know. I'm the same way with mint. Don't put no.
I'm
fucking
trying
mint.
to think of something similar.
No mint in my chocolate, please. I
Yeah,
can't
Steve
think.
doesn't like mint in his chocolate. He doesn't like mint chocolate chip ice cream.
Or
I
peanut
don't
butter.
want cheese in my ramen. There, I'll say that.
All
that,
right.
that cheese and ramen don't
Who
mix.
puts
Like
cheese
real
in their
ramen.
ramen?
Some people do. We used
Well,
to do
dude,
ramen
I did back in
fries
the
and
day
put
because
cheese
I
in
had
it.
like top ramen, like fake ramen, which is like American fake ass gross ramen. But
Yeah.
I've had Japanese ramen recently, and there would be no way I'd put cheese in that shit. It's not the same.
Yeah. We used to do the ramen surprise when things were
And it
really,
would be
really
fake
tight.
cheese, of course.
And we would use the government cheese, of course, and, you know, whatever frozen vegetables you had in the freezer.
Miguel has some clarification for us. He says cheesecake is legally cake, but technically pie.
Thank you.
What
I
the?
understand that. And pumpkin
Who owns the licensing on that?
well.
Because I'd like to discuss that with that person. I'd like to go a little bit deeper than just the surface of that cheesecake, mister.
I like lemon
Pumpkin.
and stuff.
Pumpkin is a fruit, technically, but my mother sees it as a vegetable.
Yeah,
Shout out
some
to my
people,
mother,
a lot of
who's
people
not
do.
watching.
They are enormous sometimes. Ever have those ones? What do they call them? Sweet? I think it's just called sweet pumpkin or sugar pumpkin or something like that. I don't know.
Sugar pumpkins.
Oh my God, are those things good? You could just like dump out the guts and put it in a pot, heat it up, and eat it. It's like
I had a pumpkin
how
muffin.
delicious it is. It's ridiculous. But it makes better pies, you know.
I accidentally got a pumpkin muffin. I thought it was a banana nut muffin, but they tricked me, and it was a pumpkin muffin, which was next to the banana nut muffins. But I was like, hey, it's still a fruit technically, because I made sure I saw that it was a fruit online, and I was like, yeah, everybody agrees it's a fruit, so it should be fine.
So this muffin should be A-OK.
You had to get online consensus
It's
for the
fruit
muffin.
certified.
Yeah, what's weird is like they were all like, it's a fruit. It's a fruit. It was like the mainstream media. I was like going off on a tangent with my mother in a text. The mainstream media is always saying how something is true all the time. And then they come back later and they're like, oh, we were wrong. Like flossing, you didn't really need to floss that much. Bullshit. You know what? You don't have to brush your teeth for like 2 minutes, but they tell you to anyway now because they're stupid and full of shit. So I was just going off on the media, all because of these articles, all saying the same thing. And I was like, I don't know if I believe them now.
Do you
'Cause they're
remember
all
when they went against tomatoes? There was like a whole thing on like
Oh,
how
yeah.
tomatoes were bad and like nobody was eating tomatoes. Do you remember that? I'm not a tomato fan.
I love tomatoes.
I don't.
I like tomato sauce.
Give me all
I
the
do not like
tomatoes.
tomatoes by themselves. I like
Oh,
Roma
God.
tomatoes.
Steve
It's
loves
probably-
tomatoes.
They're the best.
Him and
Could
Peaches eat
Handle
tomatoes.
them more than anything.
I share them with the
He gets
parrot.
organic tomatoes on the vine, and they eat them together. To me, it's a texture thing. Like that's not a texture I like. Nick, it's just not a texture I like. No.
Zucchini, I believe, is also a fruit.
I haven't eaten
I
zucchini.
could be wrong.
You've never eaten zucchini?
Oh,
Not
man.
on purpose,
Zucchini.
without my knowledge.
What?
It's so good.
I put zucchini and
Maybe
yellow
accidentally.
squash. I put those
Ew,
both
no.
in my stir fry.
Oh,
I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm good without stir fry entirely. Like, nope, I'm good.
What?
Wow.
And my mother, she mentioned meatloaf, and I got very attacked and triggered because I was like, I hate meatloaf so much. I wouldn't even eat it vegan. I don't fuck meatloaf. The only loaf I
Peaches,
want is
stop
a
it.
loaf of bread. Bread should be in a loaf, not meat. Thank you.
Well, you know what they say, don't you? Never let your meat loaf.
Wait.
The only
Wait,
meatloaf
so
I
you're
like is
telling me that
tender.
you like strawberries with chocolate, but you don't like zucchini and squash?
I like the idea of strawberries and chocolate. I don't mind it at all. I don't have it on a daily basis or a regular basis or even ever. But
I eat
I like the
zucchini
idea
and
of it.
squash all the time. Like I make stir fry all the time with
Yeah.
carrots
That's
and
your
broccoli.
your prerogative.
Yummy.
Your prerogative and my prerogative
Yummy.
not to ever eat it.
It's so good. How about eggplant? You like eggplant?
I like it when it's used for vegan foods in place of other things.
What? Do you?
But
What
I
do you?
don't really.
Do
But you never like just
mind
like had a
I just don't
had
mind. I tolerate it. You know.
like a hunk of eggplant, just kind of like sear it up or whatever and just eat it.
I don't try to look for it or eat it or anything.
It's
but
it's
if
pretty
it's
good
there, I'll
also.
be like, all right, cool.
Very similar to the texture of a mature zucchini.
Peaches,
it's quite good.
We're not producing flight school right now.
Yes, we're not
We're not training for flight school. What are you trying to do, Burb?
He's like, I'm on the flight deck.
We need a Peaches camera.
I'm ready to.
We need a camera on him.
He's crazy. He's just standing at the top of his stand, like the one I videotape on, and he's just flapping his wings and holding on. Like, I'm like, is he trying to take off? Like, is he just stretching his wings? I don't know.
He's on the flight deck, man. He thinks he's gonna go. I don't know, some kind of drone mission.
It looks like he's trying to fly over to the plant right in front of him.
Yeah.
Like he's like,
He's thinking about it.
I like this spider plant right here. Maybe
Like,
I can go get in there.
Easy.
He has gotten in my plants before.
Oh yeah. I only eat Japanese ramen.
He can go in his cage if he needs to. Do you need to go night-night? Do you want some food to go and you want to go night-night? Huh? He's being a little freaking wacko.
The last ramen I had was with mushrooms in it, but I couldn't really taste the mushrooms.
I love mushrooms. We eat mushrooms all
It
the
was
time.
purple ramen. It was so weird. I was like, why is it purple? Are there beets in here too? Shit.
Mushrooms are really good for you.
Allegedly, yes, they are, but like
No, not allegedly. They are good for you. They're good for your immune system.
well, everything is alleged in this dystopia anyway.
That's
So.
true.
Well, I don't think it's alleged.
You think?
I believe that
You believe
mushrooms
that
are good for us. Yes.
That's a good belief
Fair
to
enough.
have.
Fair enough.
Yes, Elle lives in LA. LA. I had a song that I was maybe going to do last night called Welcome to Hollywood, but I didn't do it, so I'll probably do it next time on the open mics. Yes, vote on my poll. Thank you. Cake and pie.
Nikki, welcome, Nikki. Glad to see you over here. And Nikki said zucchini is a fruit.
Okay, there you go. I thought so.
Yeah, exactly, Gray Walker. Yeah, if you grow zucchini, you're going to get a lot of it. Skylar likes to make zucchini bread.
Yeah, which is
This just shows that anyone can argue about anything in this world.
among the breads, zucchini bread is definitely upper echelon. You know, second to maybe just banana bread and sourdough.
You know what's really weird is our raspberry bush. Like we have a raspberry bush, and like we planted it last season, and it was like just this like little tiny like 2 foot like kind of like scraggly thing. This year it's huge. I mean it came back. You know they'll just keep producing, and we're going to pinch it back next year or like take it and plant some of the offshoots somewhere else. Like we can plant them off in the woods. It wouldn't be bad for the animal, like for the wildlife, because the birds like to come over and get the ones that we don't eat. But we're still picking raspberries the first week of November.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Like my strawberry plants are still growing and still getting babies in November. Yeah. This isn't normal.
No, normally they're not. Normally they've died back by now because we've had, a couple of weeks of cold. And it just did not get cold for these couple of weeks, past, around Halloween and past Halloween. It's like traditionally it's usually rainy and cold as fuck. The same kind of humidity levels, but cold. And now the cold is just, it's not here. It's kind of weird.
Roman wants to know if there's a vacuum running.
Not the robot.
They had one in the clearance aisle at Walmart the other day. I was like, oh my gosh, how much is that stupid thing? Skylar looks at it, it's like $300 for the vacuum. I'm like, yeah, that would be great. But it would not work in this household. It would pick up like, yeah. we would see a ferret riding on it. Peaches would attack it. The dog would be terrified of it.
Just would attack it for sure. Hey,
Yeah, and
I
magic
don't like
mushrooms
robots
are
either.
very good for you, Applejack. I agree.
Oh, that's what you were talking about. See, I was talking about regular ones.
I'm talking about regular ones too.
Oh, okay.
Mushrooms in
I think they
general
put
are
those in
good
ramen.
for you.
Just mushrooms.
They're good for
Allegedly.
your
Mycelium is amazing.
It's not alleged. It's not.
Everything is
It's not.
alleged.
No. I'm not saying
allegedly,
I'm not saying allegedly when it's like you can say that.
Allegedly,
But I'm not
mycelium
saying
came.
that.
Allegedly, mycelium came from another planet, or from another.
Yeah, it's not even
another
from
place.
this planet. The spores of it are from somewhere else.
What?
Yeah.
Neither are we. Neither are we, allegedly.
Well, allegedly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That I could say allegedly because that might be alleged. But I'm telling
We
you
are
that
stardust. We are golden. Okay, people.
We are insignificant in the grand scheme of things. None of any of this
That
is
does
going to
not-
amount
not
to
belie
shit.
the fact that we are stardust and golden.
So okay, so yeah, back to the raspberry bush. We planted this little thing and it's just gone crazy and it keeps going and keeps going and it keeps producing into November, which kind of gets me into like what I wanted to talk to everybody about. How is the weather in your area right now? Because today for us in Connecticut on the first week of November, it was 77 degrees outside today. It was t-shirt weather. I went to the store and I'm like, oh my gosh, I had to take my hoodie off because I'm like, oh, I'm hot. I'm like, what the hell? What's going on here? I'm like, so I posted it on my Twitter. I'm like, this is crazy. I'm like, it was like, 77 degrees in Connecticut today. And other people are telling me the same thing in this area. They're like other people in Connecticut and, on this half of, the United States, it kind of goes at a weird angle and it goes across. I actually have an image I'm going to show you guys. But yeah, Trish had 75 in New York City today. Is that normal for you guys? I don't think it's normal. You're right next to us. So I'm curious. I would like to know from everybody, like in the chat, like, what's your weather like right now, and what is it normally like? What is it different than how it has been in years past? If you know what I mean, I'm really really curious, because there's some crazy weather patterns happening.
I moved the mic a different direction so that you can't pick that up as much. It's my fucking fan in my computer, in my laptop. It's working really hard. It's a good little workhorse of a laptop, but it's very loud sometimes, and I can't really do anything about it. But as for that, like I told you guys, I had a heat wave in September here, and then it went into October. It was total bullshit. Into like mid-October, we were having like 90-degree weather in LA, which is not super normal, in my opinion. Like I had to pay like a $200 bill. That was really tough. That one day in that 1 month, that was hard. But yeah, that's relatable. Indeed. I don't like raspberries, by the way. Let's have another argument about that. I love arguments.
Julie said turkey tail remedies cancer and mini shrooms are medicinal. Yeah, chaga. Yep. They are, and also Lala pointed out that mushrooms are like close to our DNA, closest to our DNA. Yeah, our DNA is closest to mushrooms. It's closer than people often say, like bananas, but no, it's actually closer. Our DNA is closer to fungi, and it's not from this planet.
Also, there's more plant life with toxins that can kill you than there are mushrooms that can kill you. Like you know what I mean? Because there's just exponentially more kinds of plants than there are of mushrooms, variations of mushrooms. I mean, there's more and more being discovered every freaking minute of the day. Basically, there's so many geneticists documenting mushrooms now. It's incredible, especially like this last year. The list is just growing. Like it's really, 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 really many more times than it used to be. People collecting samples and documenting new new types and new species.
Now, is this normal for you guys? I see Lady Alex and Leanna, like you guys are saying, like it was beautiful. You're still picking strawberries. Lady Alex said 70, perfect fall day. But it was weird out today though. Like when we went out, it felt muggy, but there was a breeze, but it was 77 degrees. Like it's really an odd combination. I remember I've lived in Connecticut since like the mid 90s. And when I remember like, as a teenager, I would still be out on Halloween and stuff like that. And it would be annoying because we had to wear a jacket over our costume. It's not that cold. Like it was like, I think probably in the 60s for Halloween or something like that. But it's not that cold anymore. Like our winters, our seasons are really weird. Like we get the 4 seasons here, and like the leaves are it's autumn, the leaves are changing. If you know about New England, then we get the beautiful fall foliage, and they're dropping the trees are dropping their leaves, but the flowers are still growing, and it's like the plants are confused. We're still getting raspberries and they're still ripening on the bush. Like this is not normal behavior. This is not normal weather pattern. This in the last, I don't know, probably I would say it's like the winters are warmer and warmer for us, and like shorter. Like we don't get snow like we used to. We used to get feet and feet and feet of snow where you had to dig out, and it was like, oh gosh, winter's coming, but now it's just, it will get cold, but we have less cold days.
Way less.
It's
60
odd.
at night in the last fucking week, or like at the fucking, it wasn't even cold.
Like we have our bedroom
but the week
window
before
open.
that, it got down and frosted, and then that was it. That was like the one frost since Halloween, and then all the rest of it's just been trending warmer and warmer. Like it keeps getting warmer day by day. That's kind of weird.
Yeah, it should be in the 50s. It should
be in the 20s at night, fucking 30s at night.
Yeah,
it's November. It's weird how it's changed since I was a little kid, man. By now it had snowed. A lot of times it would snow on Halloween night.
Yeah, it wasn't uncommon for Halloween to be, snow.
Yeah. That was usually, it probably even snowed before that sometimes. You know what I mean? I remember as a child, that was a regular thing happening. Like there'd be Halloween snow. And then it would just snow a lot from then on. It would just like every other week. Whereas it rains now during those times. It used to be cold enough to snow, and the coldness has just like shifted, like the where it gets cold line has shifted.
Yeah, it's really, I think that like we're gonna have to, I'm probably going to have see if I can have Snork come on and do a larger show of maybe like what's happening with the weather patterns, if he knows, because
Choosy studies that shit too,
and Choosy does too. Yeah, something is happening with our weather. And I don't know if it's heart, like if they're messing with it, if it's, the unusual cloud patterns of streak clouds in the sky, something's happening.
There's something happening here.
That Buffalo Springfield will never go away. That's like timeless. Time in a Bottle song.
So
is Time in a Bottle.
Nikki said it's like 70s in Pennsylvania. Is that normal for you guys?
Jenna said it didn't go below 70 last night.
It was in the 60s for me.
Yeah, and it's colder on the western part of the country. It's like it's
well, we had a huge heat wave that really fucked things up, so we needed a cold breeze, which we got. It was very nice at the Apple area at the Grove today when I was waiting for my phone, because if you guys didn't know, I had phone troubles with Apple, and Apple killed my cell phone. So they killed my iPhone SE with the 15 update, the iOS 15, which killed the battery and brought it down from 85 to 72 eventually. And then I had to call in and I had to make an appointment. I didn't call in really. I made an appointment and then I called on top of that so that I could talk to a human. And then I was set to have the appointment today, and I had prepared and was trying to get ready for that and wiped my phone clean and saved all the information that I needed in different files on my laptop and such. And then it just died mid-charge, which is normal. The other night, couple of nights ago, before the appointment. So I had to go in and be like, yeah, I need this done. And he was like, well, if it's not done right, then do you want it back? And I'm like, yeah, I guess I'll recycle it. Thanks. And so, because he couldn't run a diagnostic on it. So he started at 11:15 or so. Well, that's when our appointment was. So 11:30 or so, and then had it ready by 1. But while I was waiting for my phone and hoping that it would be back, because I've been using my landline for the last couple of days at work and at other things, and I haven't been as about things on Twitter and everything. So I was like, please let the phone battery, take or whatever, and let that fix the situation. Let it be the battery. Obviously it's the battery, but just in case it's not the battery, please let it be the battery. So anyway, I went out to all these stores and stuff, and this is a grove. So it's a grove it's an area in Hollywood-ish.
I still have more information I wanted to talk about with the weather. I wasn't done with the weather.
Oh, I thought we were done.
Nope.
Okay.
I have an article that I wanted to share about
Never mind. I won't talk about myself. Thank you.
What?
Well, you don't want to, so that's fine.
No, I was still on a topic. That's
I was
what I'm
hoping
trying
we
to
could circle
express to
back
you.
because I wanted to get to it before the end of the show.
Okay, I was talking about the weather patterns, like literally
I was
just
going to get
talking
to the
about
weather
them.
at some point, but that's okay.
What?
No, it's just I was talking and you wanted to circle back, but I wasn't done. But I'll be done if that's okay. I'll wait my turn.
Okay, I was just in the middle of talking about weather and asking people about their weather. That's why I was saying, wait a minute, I wasn't done. But sure. So what I wanted to show everybody was that there is a new extreme weather pattern that's emerging, and this is the image that I was talking about, showing you guys how it's dividing up in the United States, and the weird line of the pattern of how the West Coast is having this like really cold weather pattern, and the East part, it's a really strange pattern that's happening here. So this is from the Washington Post. And I don't know how, credible they actually are with what they're saying, but this does seem to align with what I've heard from other people. People are telling me that in Long Island, New York, that their daffodils are coming up like in the middle of November. Like, plants are confused. People are confused as to what's happening. So the strong fall storm system is set to bring a sampler pack of wild weather across the entire country, delivering snow to some, record warmth for others, and even the risk of a few tornadoes in between. The storm will feed off the clash between winter's chill and summer's leftover warmth, growing into an atmospheric sink drain that will swirl up a bit of everything.
Yeah, they're not supposed to be tornadoes in the winter. And like, if you look traditionally now, like years in a row, Kentucky has been getting fucking nailed, and other states, Missouri and Iowa, different Ohio, different places getting just fucking nailed with tornadoes in weird times. Like, you know what I mean? Normally springtime is the time when those those happen, you know, when it starts. And as it gets warmer in the summer, but it's just weird how the cycle is shifting. It's not the same as it used to be. It's definitely, you know, not to sound like a friggin' dinosaur, but it's very, very much opposite from when I was a kid, at least here, that I can verify for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely
very different.
It's definitely weird. This really hit me today when we went out, and I'm like, the weather is something. This isn't right. This isn't right. This is going to mess up the plant's internal clock and everything else that's happening. So to the west of the storm, frigid temperatures will overlap with the Pacific moisture to drop 1.5 feet of snow in Sierra Nevada, where winter storm warnings are in effect. Snow will also fall in the higher terrain of the Four Corners of the Northern Rockies and Northwest Montana.
The ski resorts will love it. It'll be fantastic.
I mean, yeah, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
Farther east, the long-standing temperature records are in jeopardy across the mid-Atlantic and Northeast. The highs could range 10 to 15 degrees above normal for the better part of the week. It's just this is absolutely insane.
It's just weird. I don't know if it's insane, but it's certainly fucking getting weird how
it's insane because it keeps happening farther and farther and farther each season. I noticed that it's more and more and more of this. Mm-hmm. And to me, this is like something that's really important to, you know, like I feel like I wanted to get the consensus of everybody about what's happening in their area. What are they noticing on the ground? Because that's, you know, Peaches. No, he can't give you whatever that is. So in the middle, the opposite air masses will meet and wage war over the plains, brewing days of severe weather chances and the risk of flooding rains. The National Weather Service Storm Prediction Center has already drawn severe weather risk areas for Thursday and Friday. Saturday could yield some strong storms too. And
scroll down so you a little.
What?
Can you scroll the map down a little bit?
Yeah, I was reading. I couldn't move the map down when I was reading.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize it was the same thing.
Yeah, this is what I'm showing. What I'm like the article that I'm reading, and this is live in it. The map. It's kind of hard to see. Like this is where Texas is on the map here, and like we're up here. But it's just a really strange weather pattern. On Tuesday morning, high pressure dominated much of the continuous United States. That was allowing mild air to surge north and spread over much of the central and eastern United States. That's a mere prelude to what's set to unfold by late in the week. The main feature to watch is a trough or dip in the jet stream that will drive southeast, drawing very cold air southward. It was pushing east over the Pacific Northwest on Tuesday with the valley rain and snow in the higher elevations. It's to me, this is just it's just alarming to have this like to have it getting worse and worse every year gradually. I'm like,
you have to temper this report with the fact that it comes from the Washington Post. But
that's why I'm asking people on the ground what they're experiencing. I'm
just saying that the article itself is like, you know, it's just like inflammatory, like, oh, be afraid of the weather, everyone's gonna die.
Well, the next thing is, remember they said the next thing was going to be weather,
bread and butter.
You know, the weather was going to be their next, you know, their next focus on everything, climate change, and the climate, like, it is changing, but it's just, I don't know exactly all the details as to what is causing it. And I know that it's inflated with people, but this right here, I can walk out my door and say, this isn't normal.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't normal. This isn't normal weather pattern from what, even 5 years ago. You know, like that's why I wanted everyone to give their, perspective of like how things are happening with them, with their plants, if they're growing plants. This is showing this map right here is showing more along the West Coast and the patterns that are happening over there. let's see. What is it exactly graphing here? The cold side. That's the cold side they're calling it. Like,
I think the thing about it is like the things that are happening are things that happen on the earth all the time that we haven't necessarily been around for. You know what I mean? Like, cyclical changes that happen with the polar shifts and all of these different things, and melts, and the planet heats up and it cools down, and all these fucking different things happen over time, and they have evidence of these things occurring. So I think ultimately maybe man is exacerbating some of those things and maybe sped them up a little bit. But I think ultimately the earth itself will remain and we'll adapt and we'll fucking figure out how to deal with it. And that's the fucking long and short of it. We just got to figure out how to fucking do it in a less polluting, more bio-friendly fucking way, where our presence is just, in harmony with the rest of the world, like everything else is supposed to be, and everything else generally is in nature. So we can be more natural, man. Right on, Mr. Natural. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I'm sure that you guys definitely need the rain over there, Jilly, because the weather's been completely off. And Oz Whistle said the weather is exactly as predicted with the warming Arctic. Mm-hmm. And Lee Alex said the Southwest is dry as a bone. Yeah, Kim got a mosquito bite.
Yeah.
On Friday. Like we're not supposed to be having those this time of year.
Yeah, they usually die by now.
Yeah.
Usually you can stand outside party in the woods in November and you're not getting bit.
Yeah, there's definitely a shift happening, and I don't know if this is part of like the natural the way that the planet has shifted in the past, because we know that the Arctic, like there used to be pyramids, there's pyramids there, and there's stuff that points to major shifts on this planet, and I don't know if it's part of the cycle or
I think it's a cycle. I think we speed it up by our fucking polluting and locking in CO2, like Oz just mentioned. I think that's absolutely a factor that sped it up. But it's like a thing that would probably occur anyway. If a couple of friggin' volcanoes popped off, the same fucking thing would happen. It's just like it's a thing that has happened before. It will happen again. Things will melt. The clouds will like do all the things, and then the fucking glyphosate will be like some kind of crystallic fucking diamond source of fucking energy, 8 trillion years from now, underneath the extreme pressure of, volcanic pressure and, whatever. Just, it just comes around, goes around.
So, farther north, the cold is more, and Seattle will see highs in the mid 40s. Thursday, a far cry from October 16th, when the city hit 88 degrees. I mean, that's 48-degree difference.
Yeah,
that seems a little bit like, I don't know, maybe like, the we're gonna have milder weather in Connecticut, but like I remember getting 3 feet of snow when I used to drive a Subaru, and Skylar would be out there standing on the snow cleaning off the roof of my car when she was 6. We don't get winters like that.
Yeah, no, we haven't had a winter like that in 25 years.
No, we've had, which she's not that old, Steve.
Random.
No, we had a few years that were like that. That was like 2010.
Oh, no, you're right. Probably 2007 or 8 and 9, something like that. For like 3 or 4 or 5, 6.
It was after 2010 because I lived here. It was in the last 12 years.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, my memory is.
That's my gauge of how I remember, is because I did live here at this apartment.
My memory is a parody account.
So over here, we're on what they are calling the warm side. Like, and I remember, what was it the other day? Was it JB or something? It was saying like it's really hot in Florida. like
Dude,
complaining.
It's supposed to be hot in Florida, bro.
I know, but is it supposed to be that hot right now?
Well,
I don't think it's supposed to be this
depends on
hot.
where you live in Florida, but yeah, it usually got cold in like December in Florida.
Yeah, but it's still
not
in the
cold.
80s. I remember going
Yeah.
down there like before it was this time of year, and it was a little bit cooler than this.
You might have a week in the winter that goes down where it's like 40 degrees or something in the daytime. Then it gets up to like 75, 80 degrees in the daytime anyway. It's like at night, it'll get cold for like maybe a week in a row. You might even get a frost. We had a couple frosts in Ocala. Like I lived there off and on, you know what I mean? So like I definitely saw some cold days there. It does get cold, but in the North Florida, North Central Florida, if it's 20 degrees, if you go down to Miami, it's going to be like 50 degrees. It's like just warmer the closer you get to the equator.
Even for here, like they have, like they do track the weather, like at least the temperature wise, like pretty, often. And like they said, New York, the average for November is a high of 55 degrees. And it was predicted to be Saturday, Sunday, predicted to soar to near 70. So, I mean, that's higher than normal, like a lot higher.
Seb just said, Cap, cold weather is a myth created by George Soros. That son of a... Him and Rockefeller, I'd kick them in the nuts. Yeah, it was 77 here today. That's like, we're like, how many miles? Like probably 200 something miles further north. That's crazy. Crazy.
So, I mean, I just think it's something that should be paid attention to. Just, I wanted to see where everybody, where everybody was kind of at with this and what was happening in their area and how they felt about, how their temperature was. So.
Okay. Well, I don't know.
I put the link in there if anyone wanted to check out the full article. But for me, I just have to kind of like walk out the door to check, to see what's going on, that it's not normal. I don't have to get it from the Washington Post, but
What a fantastic source. Not really at all. Just kidding.
No, but I mean,
God damn it, George Soros again. Son of a bitch. Seb's calling us out, man.
What?
He said that you got your source from George Soros. George Soros.
No, I got my source from myself. Like, I can speak on the weather that I've experienced from my own personal.
He told
experience.
you to say it. He gave you $1 million. He bought you a grilled cheese sandwich that time. George Soros never bought me a grilled cheese sandwich. I don't care what they say. That little bastard.
Yeah, Jenna, it's really weird. Spring bulbs are coming up, and at this time of year, that's not normal. I can usually, I know, like, John, you can probably tell us when the weather front is changing. I know I can with my back, with my spinal fusion in my back. I know when we're getting when the pressure is changing, and I can usually say, oh, we're getting rain, even if it doesn't show up on the radar or the map and it's not predicted that we're going to have it. I can usually say, no, I feel rain coming. I feel that, and my doctors actually told me that New England is not a good place for me to live because of the way that the pressure system is here and everything. It's just really weird.
Yeah, I see no other choice. We're gonna have to rob him blind, take him for all his cheese. Fucking goddamn, goddamn. What do you call that? Cabal, friggin' secret cabal guy, funding all kinds of secret cabals against the people and the government and the secret cabals and the DNC and the RNC and the CBD and the TCP and the PhDs all getting all their degrees, and you know what I'm talking about. Fuck that guy. Yeah, don't get in your head too bad, L. Okay. Really, it's fine. It's probably George Soros's fault when you get right down to it. I mean,
I'm so fucking sorry. I just feel so fucking bad.
oh, you don't need to. Don't get upset. It's like
I'm trying so hard not to be myself because my dad's a piece of shit, and I don't want to be a piece of shit. I don't want to be an asshole like my family. I have that like trait, and then I feel like I have to be on all the time when I'm on the show. Like I have to be a certain way.
no, we want you to be fucking real.
No, I want you to be real and be like, who
don't
you are.
Yeah, be aware that we are fucking pranksters and we'll fuck with you and we'll tell you exactly what the fuck we think as soon as we think it. So you know what I mean? There's no filters involved. That's all it is. So you can't let that bruise you.
Too honest
you
sometimes.
can't let Lucky bruise your sensibility and make you feel a certain way because she doesn't mean it that way at all.
No,
we
I
love
don't
you.
mean it.
It's not a big.
We love you.
it's
Like
not
I do
that.
this with you every week because we like, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't be like, yeah, let's continue to do this show every week if I didn't like you. I'm not a fake person. Like you. I just wanted to get to. I wanted to finish what I was trying to get to with that, and that's all.
And I wanted to be clear that I was getting to the weather. Literally was going to bring it to that so that we could bring it back, like circle back like I used to do. I was just trying to circle back. I'm a circle back girl. Damn it.
Yes.
It's all good.
Yeah, it's all good. Beaches is like, L. He's like, L. I'm the producer. And
Pizza's yelling quiet on the set.
He's like, I like L. Huh. Is that what you're saying? Yeah.
Funny?
He's laughing.
Yeah.
He laughs
sometimes
along with us.
I feel like I don't deserve the love that I get from the lovely chatters. Like I feel like I'm in a family, like legit, like
Yeah,
you guys.
Yeah.
It's okay to feel that way because it's a real thing.
I really love you guys so much. Like when I say that, I'm not fucking with you. I'm like, really, I love you. I love everyone in this room. This virtual room.
Exactly.
And we're real here.
We
like,
feel the same way.
We're real.
That's why there is no filter or holding back on saying the thing because it's, you know what I mean? That's what we fucking do.
Because we're real. Like we're gonna work through whatever it is, that's what you do as family, you get through it, you figure it out, and
then I feel like when I do get vulnerable or whatever, it's like a double-edged sword because it feels like I'm asking for pity or something. Like, so when I'm depressed, I feel like even more depressed because I'm like, stop being depressed, stop having people have to say things to you that make you cheer up. You shouldn't be searching for validation from other people. Like it just keeps going.
Well, if you're feeling depressed and like down, then just be like, I'm depressed and down today, and that's it. Like just, like if that's how you're feeling, then that's how you're feeling, and that's perfectly okay. You don't always have to be cheerful and happy and everything else. You don't have to be. You
and I just don't want you to think that I'm trying to get validation or I'm trying to like take over or anything. I don't want you to think anything bad about me. I don't want anyone to think anything bad about me. So I just go my life.
It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. No one ever
thinks anything bad about me. But like that's not possible to control that because I'm sure all those Twitter fuckers who see my comments and disagree. Like, they probably don't think very well of me. So they don't even know me.
Well,
but
they're
most
not
people
your
don't know.
fam, okay? It's different. It's different because what we have here, the love that we have, the tribe that we have here, is not something that I have found anywhere else. I haven't, like, we built this. We, all of us, everybody that's here,
collectively,
everybody that's come through, that's even people that aren't around anymore, they were part of this and they were part of building this.
Yeah.
Everybody has like a piece in this, And
I even feel bad when I like promote my shit sometimes because I'm like, what is the point of me? Like, I'm not that interesting. I'm not.
It's a venue for you to do that, though. That's why we want, that's why we want other people's input, is to share the things that each person has to share, because there's so much fucking talent around us. It's insane. There's so much talent, like whether it's writing on fucking political things or just whatever the fuck it is. There are so many facets to people that you meet on the internet, and it's really fun to get to know them and give them a venue to share some of that, some of their fucking energy, their love, you know what I mean? Because it's fucking legit, it's not bullshit. It's fucking, these are people, and they'll take the time to get to know you, and that's one of the joys of being alive.
Applejack is apologizing for not spreading the news about Kathy Griffin earlier for you.
Fuck Kathy Griffin and Elon Musk. Why don't they just go fuck? I don't care anymore.
I know.
Just go fuck each other. No, you want to.
I don't know. They probably have. Kathy's
who knows? I don't know. I don't know. I
hear conflicting stories about Kathy. Like, she was a trooper on the fucking, comedy trail for fucking ever, doing the circuits, for years before she was ever on TV or any kind of fucking movie or anything. So she put work in to get to where the fuck she is. So
excuse me. Real.
Yeah.
I think
that was my pizza lunch.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. When I was a kid, I used to say, it was not me, it was my food. It got so lonely down below, it just popped up to say hello.
Nice. I want you to do that every time you have the urge to burp in public.
I also used to burp the alphabet and burp words, because there was a lady when I my grandma lived in Trenton, New Jersey.
This is a good story.
And we used to go. I was on Brown Street in Trenton, and it was it's like one of the main, as far as I remember, as from being a kid, it was one of the main streets there. I was like the 80s, the mid 80s through the 90s that we used to go there, and we used to walk to the bakery and walk to the butcher, and I remember going to it was like a time capsule. And we would walk to the park. I would walk to the park with my grandmother, and it had this huge swirl slide, and it was one of the really, really, really tall ones where you had to go up this huge, huge ladder. They would never have those now because they weren't safe, and they would get burning hot. You would want to go down the slide, and then that metal would be so hot you could not go down the slide. It was awful. But the lady that lived next to my grandmother, she had something done with her voice. I don't know if she had cancer or something happened where she couldn't just talk. And I don't think she had a tracheotomy or anything like that. My uncle Dan used to have a trach in his throat, and he just had to cover it. But I don't think she had that. I don't remember that. But she used to do this burp to talk thing. And so me being a little kid, and I learned how to imitate it, and I loved it. I thought it was the coolest thing ever that she could do that, and then she was able to burp to talk.
And that's cool as fuck that you could understand her perfectly in her burp talk. That was very cool.
Oh my gosh, yes. And my grandmother and my grandfather have both since passed
Welcome
away.
back to Burp Talk.
But I remember that house. I remember it was a 3-story house. It was cool. It was a really cool time capsule. And we used to grow vegetables. They used to grow vegetables in the garden. I say we. I didn't have anything to do with it. But we grew I said we again. They grew carrots that I remember were the best carrots I ever had. The sweetest carrots. I don't know why, but they were just the absolute best carrots. And they grew tomatoes, which I didn't like tomatoes then either. But yeah. So,
Should I circle back to the Apple story? It's very short. I was literally mid-sentence.
About your Apple.
So I was waiting outside the Apple store at one of the benches. Not benches. I've sat on several things, so I forgot. I was at a table.
On several things. That just sounds bad. I sat on
several, like
things.
a couch at one. Not a couch. It was a seat next to a couch. I wanted the couch, but this other dude got the couch, so I'm like, let me go to the seat then. In the
did you want to like yell at him and say, "Give me the
restaurant.
freaking couch"? You.
No, this is also
me the couch.
This is also going back to going to the midterms that I wanted to say one thing about, which is the fact that like Caruso owns pretty much everything at the Grove that I didn't know. Like I never noticed how Caruso's name was on every goddamn thing. So he's not like in the restroom area. It's like Rick Caruso owns this. Rick Caruso affiliated, and he's like in a selection right now, locally. So anyway, I thought that was interesting. So I was like, I really cannot escape the midterms. Like even no matter what I do, where I go, even if I have to be somewhere, it's gotta be related to the midterms.
It's like the tags that people would put, like so and so was here, so and so was here. It's Caruso was
wow,
here.
He really is like Trump. He just puts his name on everything. He's
that's
like
creepy.
the same. And so I was just like, yeah, like the last thing I care about right now is midterms. And the mailman has not gotten the memo because they keep trying to give me all this fake mail. This mail that I never signed up for, that they have me on lists for, I guess, from the Bernie days, which I thought we burned all of those bridges. But I guess not, because I guess they sold the list. Remember back in the day with the Bernie thing? Bernie sold our names over to the Democrats so that they could fucking send us stupid mail.
I had to
so that's why I'm getting
my email from all that shit.
Yep. And I get the emails too from my old account.
I'm pissed.
I'm like, oh god. So anyway, back to the weather. So I sat at the table, and then it was one of those situations where somebody would come over and they'd be like, "Oh, could I borrow this seat?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm getting up in a minute. I'm about to leave, so you can have the table." And she's like, "No, I just want to sit in the sun." So she sits in the sun, and then somebody else comes later. And it's like, "Am I in a TV show? What is going on?" So this person comes over and she's like, "Could I have this seat, this chair?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure. You could. I mean, I'm about to leave, and you can." And she's like, "No, I just need it for 5." So she goes over to the table that she's at with the chair. So I'm just sitting there with 2 chairs next to me, and then I'm looking at 2 people, and I'm like, "Well, you got a prime seat right here if you want them," but they don't care. So anyway, I'm like just sitting at this table, just waiting for my phone to be ready. And I look over in the grass, and like everybody's like hanging out in the grass, and it's such a breezy day, beautiful day. And I'm like, it's a beautiful day. And I just reminded myself how nice the weather was. So that's where I was going with that. So then I enjoyed the weather right before I got my phone, which I thankfully was able to charge and is right next to me now. Yay. And I can get on Twitter and annoy Elon all I want now.
Steve
Elon.
had to
I'm
go
gonna call
without
myself Elon on Twitter. Watch me. I'm going to do it. Elon Musk parody right now. It's going to be live. We do it live. Exactly, Peaches. He gets what he gets. And I have this picture as my banner photo. I changed my profile photo because I hate my face. So I changed it to the heroin for kids ad, which is very nice. So Elon Musk parody.
Oh yeah, I saw that you changed that. Like you should clarify what so people know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I hate my face.
It's
so
a Bayer ad, right? It's a Bayer ad.
Yeah.
That's right.
Bayer. That's how it's pronounced, apparently. Oh, thanks for following me. It's not worth a damn because I'm a piece of shit. But go ahead. Thank you. appreciate it.
Oh my
Julie
God.
keeps everybody.
Just kidding. That's just the depression talk and the lack of self-esteem. Anyway, I'm Elon Musk now. Enjoy. Elon, eat your heart out. You got a new one.
The hell you doing, Barb?
I guess you have to say you're a parody account now. Is that what the thing is? Like you have to
Yeah.
specify that.
That's my
you're a
meme.
parody?
Yeah.
I'm doing the meme.
Yeah. She's
Trying to get ahead of the meme. It's probably already
it's out in front of a meme.
I just saw it.
That's
It
what
was an hour
that's
ago.
what it should say on your
Yeah.
profile. On your profile, it should just say "out ahead of the meme." You know.
You guys are talking about boobies. Look at these bee. Aren't they so
That's cute.
Oh, whoops!
Mike loves it. Mike is enjoying this view.
Mike is getting a good look at each one of you, so John Kemper can report back to Sunshine and the CIA.
Yeah, Sunshine
Mike?
and Peaches apparently are communicating. The little bees
Sunshine.
aren't they so cute. Sunshine is his parrot.
Yeah, Sunshine is his parrot.
He has the macaw.
He has a big old macaw named Sunshine.
Macaw! I'm sorry. Every time I hear macaw, I have to do that. It's a given.
Sunshine is much bigger. Than
L's
Peaches
safe
now.
word is macaw.
I know.
Macaw!
It's like if you
I
want to
have it every time.
make Steve laugh, you just have to yell action.
Yes.
It will make him laugh every time.
Oh, good stuff.
We're quirky and weird here, and that's okay. I wouldn't want.
I'm lucky that I have a name that's similar to Elon, so I'm going to make that my brand. I have a new brand now.
You'll
Thanks,
be a
Elon.
billionaire by next week. It's my estimation. Pretty sure it's gonna go viral. That and you going, macaw.
Yeah, we're gonna make.
We're gonna have to make a sample of that.
We have to make a short out
Make
of
a
that.
little
You have to
song.
put that in. Oh my gosh, you need to put that in one of the songs.
Oh, I want to work with Driz on my rap. That would be cool.
There you go.
You could do
There
the
you
beat.
go. See, that's what I think is great about this
Putting it
fam that
together.
we have is that we all work together and we help support each other, and we let each other know in a real way, and that's how that's how a real relationships should be.
Yeah, Elon is nicer to animals than Elon is. She doesn't kill monkeys for fun to do brain shit.
Yes.
Is it charging? Oh my gosh. So Steve had a battery issue and he doesn't have a iPhone. So I had to order him a new battery and it took like 4 days that he was without his phone.
4 days apiece.
4 days apiece. Yeah.
No phone calls, no text messages.
My rap is called "Running the Game," by the way.
Kinda.
Oh man.
It's a conscious rap.
Timely. Is it about Israel?
It's from like 2014, I think. I don't remember.
It could be about
check.
Israel. That's a big thing right now.
It is not. It is about rap in general.
Right now.
The game.
The game.
how they're running I'm running the game.
Lady
Yeah.
Alex said it. We are all just trying to deal with being human in this hellscape. Yeah.
Yeah.
Think about the amount of pressure and everything that we have going on from every angle at us
Every
all the
single.
time. Like it is.
We're kind of immune to it as we get older. It's like yeah.
It still
and
hits
this and
me,
that
though.
and this and that and this and that. I know it does, but it's like we build up these defenses to it. Like I'm not gonna let that bother me because I can control none of it. You know what I mean? Like that's how I have to approach it. I can't let all the things get on top of me because I have no capacity. I used to just numb all that with drugs and shit. Now I'm just
I
like,
don't even
oh.
have drugs.
I'm like everything sucks, but before I was oblivious to it. Before I was just like, everything sucks, but it's fine. It'll be fine. As long as I get high,
Yep.
it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Don't fucking worry about it.
Peaches, chill out.
And
He's fucking
being
psycho
not-
looking right now.
Being not all fucked up on drugs and oblivious to actual reality and having clarity from not being inundated with the propaganda of the mainstream media on a fucking constant basis with everyone I know, and that whole circle, that whole bubble. Breaking outside of that, it's a lot, man. It gets on top of you sometimes. Some days suck. So I feel you when you say you're depressed some days, and you feel like, what the fuck? Why am I even bothering with this fucking cheerful attitude? Everything sucks. It's okay. Some days fucking everything does fucking suck.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? You wake up tomorrow.
I don't even remember.
You got a chance. You got a chance to say, hey, well, today didn't suck. You know what I mean? That's it. That's the best you're gonna fucking do every day.
We're given.
I don't even remember the last time I cried, so that was crazy that it was on the pod. I don't cry usually. I try to hold it in, and even when I'm watching something sad, I'm like, nope. Not
you
today.
need to cry though. Yeah, that's healthy to cry.
That's a thing that
I know. As an actor, I know I can cry on cue. Like
I struggle with it.
In real, like with your real emotions hitting you, it's okay. I'm like that too, because when I was a kid, what happened with me, my stepdad would say, "Oh, you're crying? I'll give you something to cry about," and threaten me with a belt. It was serious. If I cried as a kid, then I was taught I will get my ass beat with a fucking thick ass belt.
You're trained not to fucking show emotion.
Yeah.
My dad called me a bitch once. That was a big deal.
My dad beat my ass with a 2x4 once. And it's like, it's a thing. I still loved him, but what the fuck, asshole? When I got to be 16, I was just like, we can't live in the same house, man. I'm gonna fucking kill you one night, motherfucker.
That's kind of what my brothers went through too.
That's absolutely what I went through. I had to leave. I couldn't stay there anymore. It was like, we're two exactly similar fucking personalities trying to coexist, and me trying to figure out how to be a grown-up person and being wildly unsuccessful at it, you know what I mean, for a bunch of years. It's like, that's the way shit is. So every day is a fucking gift. We can make stuff out of it, or we can just be depressed. Either way, it's okay.
Yeah.
You'll get another one.
I dealt with a lot of abuse growing up. It was bad. It was really bad.
Same. Yeah, I understand that. The first time that I saw my father cry was after my brother almost burned our house down. Or the kitchen. He burned the kitchen floor, and he basically was like so upset with the abuse that he was like, "I'm done with you." And my dad cried. And he probably will never see this, so I'm not worried. But he probably wouldn't want me to tell anyone that. I don't care. But that was the first time. I think that was the first time I saw him cry. And then at the funeral of his mother, my grandmother, I do remember him getting verklempt as well. But this was like an unprovoked kind of cry, like just of emotion about his son, who kind of hated him and still hates him a little bit. But that's what happens when you abuse people, and then they abuse others in some cases, which is what happened with my brother, my other brother. Let's be fair. The oldest brother only slapped me once, and I deserved it. So I was like, fair enough. But that was one time. And then my other brother, who was the main one, who ended up apologizing and asking for forgiveness. But you have to. The thing is, to get forgiveness, you have to know what you did wrong, and you have to acknowledge it. And he did that. And I am grateful to him for that, because I never felt like, oh my gosh, I've been like I felt like I was gaslit in the first place. But then it was nice to know that I wasn't wrong this whole time, and it wasn't all in my head that he was treating me differently than a sister should be treated by a brother. But made me just terrified to come home from school and then face his cane or a bat or a lock. At one point, threw a lock in my head. So it just got really dangerous there where we were living. And then it culminated with him trying to choke me, and I felt like I was about to die, but then I didn't. And so then that led to me moving in with my father, as I've said before. And then that emotional abuse reared its ugly head, of course, and and that was even as painful, if not, I mean, in a different way, but like still painful as the hitting. And it would not be as fleeting either. The hitting would come and go. You know, I think you can.
Well, the emotional
Probably
stuff stays
understand
with
that.
you. It
But
stays
it
with
fucked
you.
up my mind. It fucked up. Like, I'm a bitch. I'm a piece of shit. I can't do
Long
anything
term.
right. I can't get a full-time job like my father wants me to, so I can get the fuck out of here and go to LA because I want to go to LA, but he probably doesn't think I'll ever go to LA. He never thought I would go to LA. Neither did my mother. And when I ended up going
Look
to
at
LA,
though,
they were
you
like, what?
proved them. Look at what you've done. You've proved them wrong.
I'm actually more successful, or the most successful one of the three of us. And I went to college, and my brothers didn't even, well, I shouldn't say that. They didn't get there. So, you know, that was a luxury in and of itself, even though I have to pay $20,000, or maybe not, but we'll see what the courts say later on. But it's crazy. You just live with that pain of knowing that you're not ever going to be good enough, and then you just like bring that into relationships, like friendships and shit. And I've always been afraid of being abandoned. And every relationship that I acquire, I'm like, oh, they're eventually going to leave because I'm worthless. I'm nothing. So I just go in with that mindset sometimes, or it rears its head that I'm just not going to ever be good enough. But that's what it does to you.
Yeah. That's why I
mindset
feel
that they
like
give
the
you.
emotional stuff is worse because it
Really
stays
is.
with you. Like I went through like, you know, I did therapy and stuff like that when years back, and I had to like remind myself to stop the tapes of and the thoughts that keep going through my head that he implemented onto me because he couldn't control me. You know, being a military man, my stepdad was, you know, he wanted me to fall in line and completely be seen and not heard, and you know, just do as I was told. And that's not who I am. Obviously, like I was somehow able to resist that enough, and you know, it wasn't easy. It was not easy. It wasn't easy to keep who I was at my core, at the same time of, you know, being suppressed and dealing with that emotional and physical abuse growing up. It's really a difficult thing to do.
Yeah.
But you know, we have to stop playing their tapes. Fuck their tapes. Throw their
Lucky.
fucking tapes away.
The weird thing about that is being an actor, you know, speaking as an actor, I would go along my life. I would be like, well, who even am I? Like, I wouldn't even know who the fuck I was at some points. Cause I'd be like, maybe that's why people, well, hurt people obviously get into the performing industry of, you know, the arts in general and everything. But I just was like, I don't even know who the fuck I am. I probably still at this point wouldn't even know how to explain who the fuck I am because I change all the time. Everybody changes, it feels like, all the time. And there's parts of me like in my childhood, or parts of me that I see with nostalgic devices like the 4S, the iPhone 4S or whatever. Like I see parts of myself in 2016, the Bernie part, you know, the burner part. And I'm like embarrassed. It's like, oh my gosh, like I've changed so much.
But we
like just
grow.
little things I'll
Our
see.
growth.
Like I still had Netflix. I still had just random shit like Amazon. I was like, get rid of Prime membership. I'm like, oh, okay. That's when I stopped fucking with Amazon in 2018. And then like I'm just learning about my life from the future into the past. It's super wild to see how different I was then to where I am now, like after the accident, basically. It's like when things changed, but they didn't really change that much overall, because I will tell you this, I forgot, but I'll tell you that in 2016 is when I had, was it 2016? Sorry, 2015 is when I first experienced my disability, like my cubital tunnel syndrome, my problem with my, hand and everything. So that's when I started. It says in the calendar when the tingling starts in my hand, which is where it all started. And then I got the NCT, the nerve conduction test. And then I got, the orthopedic appointment. I got the neurologist appointment. I got the fucking MRI. That's when everything went off. Like, I got everything at that point. That was actually 2016 when I got everything, because it was late 2015. But it was just like, that was the beginning of the end for a lot of things that I enjoyed. Like, I went to screenings a lot, which I think a lot of friends, took advantage of me for as a SAG member. And then I went to, like, I had photo gigs. I had like photography thing for this, that, and the other. This thing that I was doing that I didn't get paid for, but I enjoyed that I did back then. And then like extra work and stuff. Like, I'm just seeing parts of my life just fly by. And then eventually 2006, end of 2016 to 2017, just not much of anything happening. And then all the way till like the pandemic, when it all went to shit, when it just got easier to be lazy. It got easier to just not go out.
It became the norm for everybody. Like, it literally became like, oh yeah, well, we're in a pandemic. It was just like everybody had the same excuse all at once.
Yeah, I never really loved people. I was more into animals, to be honest. Yeah, exactly, Peaches. You understand. So people were just not my thing. People would come and go in my life, and I'd be like, oh, okay, I was the problem there. And every time I'd have an issue with someone, I'd be like, yeah, okay, that's me. I would always blame myself. I would always be like, at first I'd be like, oh, how dare they? But I'm like, well, I'm kind of the worst. Okay, never mind. Like, even my old friend, the COVID buddy, the guy who I lost during COVID, not to the COVID, but to the misinformation,
the propaganda.
Even I think about from time to time, I'm like, where did I go wrong? Because it must have been me that this went awry, because like, I just don't want to believe that he's just that wrapped up in the propaganda, because he was just not into that at first. He was just like pretty level-headed until that happened. And it was hard to see someone that I knew succumbing to that, and to never come back and be like, oh shit, you were right, to make me feel more validated, which would be nice. And be like, oh, I'd love to do the show again or whatever. Yeah, okay, whatever.
John, look at John's comment.
Yeah. My life has always been awkward, and I bring it into my everyday interactions with people.
I just love it, because John's like, this is home to him. He's like, I feel home here. Yeah, because we're real here, and it's not for everybody. It's not, like, whatever. Like, Peaches,
we have issues.
Yeah, we have issues in this corner.
We all have issues, though. You all need a psychologist. God damn it! If you have a psychologist, you'll feel better, and you can deliver more information about the pandemic and other things to them, and they will be more aware and not succumb to the propaganda like mine. Shout out to Ira, who is totally listening.
Like, I told somebody the other day. I was telling somebody about some of the stuff with, like with COVID. I don't want to get in, you know what I mean? But the details about some of the stuff, like, like you were saying, like you lost a friend because of it. And I went to tell them something, and they're like, oh, don't tell me that. Like, that was their first response, was don't tell me that. When I'm telling them truthful things about, the thing that they got, the boop. And I'm like, and their response is, "Oh no, don't tell me that. Like, you want it? You don't want me to tell you?
Yeah, like
you want to know the truth. Like I get what they're saying. I know that how that's like. It's got to be shocking. It's got to be hard to accept information that you were lied to and you were duped and all of that. And it's like, for somebody just to say, like, don't tell me that. I recognize that right away. Like, it's gotta be a hard place to be to hear that information fresh, that's something that you don't want to hear, like, but you're hearing it, and that you know what I mean? Like, you trust the person, you've known them for a long time, and it's hard for them to hear.
It's hard. You said, like, no.
Yeah, I don't
No,
want to
I
hear
can't.
that.
You can't tell me the bad thing.
Blinders.
Don't tell me I put the bad thing in me. Oh, damn.
Oh man.
Oh,
Shucks.
man, they killed Kenny. You bastards. Son of a bitch.
It's really hard though. Like, you know, like when I didn't lose them as a friend, but I'm telling them this, and I wasn't like, you know, I shared information on the podcast and I would tell people as much as but I kind of like went into this almost hibernation hole, like where I didn't talk about some of the things because it was so hard to talk about with other people, you know, unless it came up.
Which they made it that way. And they wanted to suppress conversation.
You know, little tidbits of information here and there. I would try, you know what I mean, to try to plant the seeds and all of that. But it's really hard because it's like, and now I feel like all that responsibility has been put on us, the people that know the truth about what's been going on. Like, they're like, yeah, we're just not going to tell them any of this truth. And it's on you guys now. Like here, we're passing the buck to you guys. You guys look like the conspiracy theorists. You guys look like the crazy ones.
Domestic terrorists.
Like you're just, like we're information terrorists or something. You know what I mean? Like, but we're not saying things in a way that, you know, I'm saying it because I want people to be healthy. I want people to be around. I care about these people. And that's why
not what the establishment
tell them. They don't. Yeah. You think the establishment and you think that the CDC really cares? You think that the government really cares about us? I can show you plenty of examples as to why they do not. You know, like,
yes.
If you think that the big pharma companies care about you, I can show you plenty of examples. Look at the opioid crisis that's happening in this country.
Yes.
You know, they knew about that. They don't care. It's not about, their bottom line is not about health.
It was pretend. It was all pretend. And now they get to be like, oh, okay. Our bad.
How big is a Wazuli anyway, Juicy? What are the dimensions on that sucker?
What is a
Jilly said patchouli keeps the normies away.
Yes, it does. I used to wear like
my gosh,
inordinate
Steve
amount of
went
fucking
through
patchouli.
so much patchouli. Like I had this like thing of patchouli where I literally would dab it on my wrist, and like I had it for like I don't even know how many years and years and years. And within like I don't know 6 months of CUNIB, it was gone. I'm like, are you
Somebody
kidding
stole
me?
all the patchouli.
Yeah,
right?
you drown yourself in it. It was
Used it all.
bad.
It keeps the normies away. Friggin' flapping little freak, calm down.
Shut up, Seb.
Is he being a brat?
Yeah, I like to chop it too.
It's not a vacuum.
Chomp,
Oh God! Oh my gosh! It was so funny. I thought of you when we were at this. I was at the store with Skyla, and we saw a fucking Roomba on discount.
Not funny.
I was like, "Oh my God!" I'm like, "How much is that stupid thing?"
It's not.
And I thought of you, Aldo. It was a cute thing. It was.
Yeah.
It wasn't because I think you're
I think
really
you
running a
should just
vacuum. It's just because your computer.
I think you should just
sells
assign
like-
that. You should assign that fan noise a name. Be like, quiet down, Robert, would you, or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, just call it.
I just think it's weird that you couldn't really hear my fan, my actual fan, but you can hear my computer fan. Like that really fucks me up.
That's very strange. It's like the mic in the laptop picking up the sound and the vibration. That's
I
fucking-
don't know how because it's not even that close to it, but whatever. Oh, I have to move something off of it. There we go. My charging cable. I have a lot of charging cables because of my situation, and I haven't fixed anything. So I had to move it off of the arm of the mic. So, and fun fact, this mic stand. Wait, is this a fun fact? I don't know, but it was
it fun.
Well, it could be fun.
it was
some.
for a shoot that I did of a short called Dotted Line. Don't look it up. And because I said don't look it up, you'll look it up. See, that's how that works. Reverse psychology. So exactly, Peaches, you get it. So okay, so this was for a busker scene.
Hey, take it
Yeah,
easy
you were late.
there, Rowdy.
And And the gentleman used it for the shoot. And then I'm like, well, I might as well use it for myself. So I started using it as my arm for my mic. Because if I didn't use an arm for my mic, it would not work. This is not the most stable little mic stand that they put in the box. That's for sure. You have to have your own mic stand thing. So that's what I have. I have a mic stand, but it has an arm on it, and it reaches out towards me, and
Nice.
that's how you hear.
Yeah.
But
A boom.
yes, Lucky, and I also have a podcast that people don't listen to enough.
Yeah,
So-
I owe you listens on a couple of or the last episode, so I have to go listen.
Easy
to that.
bird. Can we
Said that was the humidifier. You know that. I told you that. I turned it off.
can you put this dinosaur away?
Yeah, I can put Peaches away.
Please put the pterodactyl back in the dinosaur cage.
Oh my God, Leo got a dinosaur outfit today.
He did. He was a dinosaur when we went to the supermarket earlier.
Speaking of dinosaurs, I'd love to segue into the next segment, which would be the speech that we almost didn't get to see all of,
Come on, you want this?
unfortunately,
Okay,
of Biden
Okay.
come on. I'm
in
gonna
Illinois, going
You
off
have
on socialists.
You have to say hi to Elle first.
Oh, there's the peaches.
You showing her your bald head?
Say hello. Say hello. Crazy.
All right, I'm gonna
Let's
put
go,
you-
Peaches.
Here we go, peaches. Here we go.
Shall I present the clip? And we watched the clip of the president going off on socialism.
Sure.
And the GOP, just for fun. And he definitely looks like a dinosaur in this clip because it's not in HD, and the lighting is not great.
The bad lighting, the gray skin,
It's bad.
the H spots.
It looks bad.
Yeah.
So this is the speech I finally got to see some of today in its entirety because yesterday it was not available, and I was like at work. No, I wasn't, but I was like watching it and thinking like, what is he saying? He doesn't like obviously like makes less sense than usual because they keep cutting out of the speech. So if you know, you know. I watched it. It was on Fox News and it was on another NPR or some shit. I don't remember. One of the lamos. And this is from Forbes, this one, which has the entirety of it. So if you want to watch it, I'll put it in a link in the chat. Here we go. Where is he? Where are you, sir? He's at the top, L. Come on. Fearlessly authentic. There he is. Okay, cool.
All right, I have to show you something.
Oh, I was going to do a clip.
Yeah.
We have a dinosaur.
It's a freaking dinosaur. Oh my
Oh,
god.
that's not the one.
Scary.
My
Look
bad.
how.
See, I'm the other dinosaur.
Say, can you roar? Leo, roar.
Look at he's got dinosaur.
Looks like you might be part T-Rex, Velocidragon. Is that a dinosaur?
Are you a cute dinosaur?
It's a Velocidragon.
I changed it. That's why.
Tennis Colby. He's baby.
I had to,
Oopsie daisy.
he went to the store in his dinosaur costume. My neighbor Beth dropped us off today.
What in the world?
And so we went to the store in the dinosaur costume, and it was warm out, but everybody loved it.
Well, fuck. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Hold on, I'm finding it. Biden,
Yelling.
Forbes.
Miguel's in Rumbles.
I seen him over there,
Uh-oh.
so I'm saying, hold on.
God damn it.
I'm going to go say hi on Rumble. I forgot.
What the hell happened here? What am I?
Hold on. Damn it. Motherfucker. Forbes breaking news. Da-da-da. I'm so unprepared. I thought I had it, but I did not. So I gotta get it. Gotta get it. Because I had the Fox News one, and that one didn't sound right at all. Shit, when did they put this out?
I'm going to get it.
Yeah, he's in Illinois. Hold on. I'll put in the right thing. That's what she said.
Put in the right thing. Must have been the wrong
Is that a song? Oh, this is it. Keep the faith. Your stupid ass. It's right there. Gosh.
I must have said the right thing, but I must have used it wrong.
Yeah, I really love myself. Clearly. I'm a loving person to myself.
Yeah. It's a little deprecation.
9, L. 9. Is it there? There it is. Okay. There's that one. Okay. So let me go ahead and go to 9 because that's where it is. All right. Thank you for your patience.
Yeah.
Said the nurse. Said the nurse. Let's go.
Yeah.
All right. No context. Let's get into it. Thank you, Plain. Great timing.
Generations of Americans have counted on it. Works. We didn't have Social Security. The poverty rate for those over 65 would be 4 times what it is now. 4 times. I love those signs when I came in. Socialism. Give me a break. What idiots. Socialism. Whoa. No one ever doubts I mean what I say. Sometimes, unfortunately, I say all that I mean. Look, think about in this district alone.
He is so unhinged. You gotta watch the whole thing. During this whole fucking speech.
He sounds like he's on drugs.
He sounds like he's
He
drunk.
sounds like that the whole time.
He's the whole time hanging out friggin' goddamn the drugs.
I could understand the lady that burped better than him.
Yes.
Right?
Let me tell you about the whole damn thing, Jack. Everybody
It just goes off. It's so weird. But that's the social, like he's talking about protesters there and calling them idiots because he's such a
protesting idiot Trumpers, MAGA, American MAGA reform group. Jack, they're awful. And I won against the pharmaceutical companies in that war.
Yes, by giving them government contracts
in Iraq.
Yep. We won.
You know the thing. I won the war, Jack, in Iraq, where my son died. And tomorrow I'm
going to die later, but
and get a check for everybody in the world.
Yeah, that's our true enemy. We are not each other's enemy. That is. Our true enemy are the ones that repress us.
It makes more sense on a bender. Yeah, I think you have to smoke a lot of crack and just like stay up for like 4 or 5 days, and then you start to be on the Biden level. And like I'm sure like Hunter and his dad use some kind of telepathic, cocaine-induced dementia.
I think he was so fucked up yesterday that they couldn't even like the signals weren't even going to the reporters, to the cameras. Yeah. It was insane because it literally went to yellow screen the whole time. And I'll read some of the comments for the Fox News thing. Hold on, let me go back.
That shit crazy. News at 11.
I mean, like I didn't even think he would make it this long. Like I
thought he dropped dead by now.
2 years in.
Absolutely, I'm surprised every day that I wake up and he also woke up. Like wow.
What a surprise!
It surprises me every day. Biden's still all right. It was like Betty White, and then Betty White died. I was like, okay, all right. Keith Richards is still fucking functioning just fine. So I don't know. Everything is still pretty screwy in the universe.
Here's one of the comments on the Fox News broadcast, which had yellow screen throughout. This dude said, why was the audio video so bad on every network? What are they hiding now? And then someone responded, blinks and snores. And then someone else responded, his lies and half-truths. Someone else responded, he fell asleep and they had to wake him up. Someone else responded, 12-year-old walked by and Joe lost his train of thought.
Oh, no.
And then someone gave them a laugh. No, that wasn't them. That was someone else. And then it's only bad on Fox because they made it bad. Every other station, it was just fine. That's not true, by the way. Anytime he might say something weird, they're screening it like better safe than sorry. Okay, we're here to go. We're good to go. Gosh dang, he mentions a name on people and people applaud. Okay, that wasn't the best put together.
Ew, kissing
there,
your
but y'all tried.
juice.
Good for y'all.
Oh man.
Remember in the beginning of all this, when he said Americans will suffer, but it's going to be for the greater good of the world, and then he put us on the back burner while he super funded a war that we shouldn't even be involved in. I do. So do I. Freedom rings. So do I. And we're still funding that war. Fun fact. Not so fun fact. And the Iraq war never ended, which is where his son died. You know,
That's right. Where his son died. And if you have a glass of Kissinger juice, you'll get democra leprosy, which is even worse than regular leprosy.
How is Kissinger? See, that's another one. Like another one.
It's another one. Way too
Why
old.
did Aaron Carter die before Henry Kissinger? Let's discuss.
What the fuck?
I saw something today. It was, I don't even know if I want to say the doctor's name.
It's sketchy.
You know, because he had his stuff taken away
yibbity?
from him. But it was about
yibbity
how people are losing children because of a boop, and they're not outraged. Like, they're just like, yeah, that just happens. Like it's just part of it. Like they're, and he said it means that the mass, like, you know, the psychosis that's happening is alive and well, and that's what that means, because people aren't flipping like it's like I keep waiting for the other shoe to drop. Like, you know, when is it gonna break? When is the dam gonna break? It's just not gonna break.
It's just not gonna happen. It hasn't happened.
The dam is not gonna break.
Miss Alex been waiting for that dam to break for 50 fucking years, and it has not broke. People have not gotten irate enough to fucking storm the fucking castle and do the fucking thing.
Oh well, they partially did.
No, they didn't. They
on January 6th. They got
according to fucking YouTube.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, they did some bullshit, but that didn't amount to fuck all.
No, of course not.
They've exchanged governments with.
We watched it live.
They've exchanged.
We watched the live coverage of it happening when it was happening. So, like, my opinion is something that I can't share on YouTube.
I also watched it as well. So yeah.
They literally exchanged governments with less violence in other instances. Speaking of violence, did you see the leader of Pakistan almost was assassinated, sort of on a parade float thing?
Yeah, I don't know.
No.
Allegedly, it was trippy looking. It looked like wow.
Yeah.
Really?
By his own bodyguard.
One of his own guys.
Whoa, that's a movie.
It's a made for TV movie for sure. The DARPA has DARPA written all over it. I don't know. I don't mean allegedly.
Yeah, be careful.
It's all a fucking movie, man. It's just a badly written one with terrible actors.
I have a fun fact. Speaking of actors, well, I don't know if he's an actor. He's a little bit of an actor. Aaron Carter. Aaron Carter died and all, but like at one point, there was a point, and I can't even prove it because I deleted the screenshot at some point. But anyway, I thought I had tweeted it at some point.
Good night, Kim.
Can't find it. But anyway, Aaron Carter followed me on Twitter once. So there's that. It's all because he followed me that one time that he's dead. They went after him because of me. I'll admit it.
Damn it.
This is a joke. These are jokes. Laugh. Anyway.
You have to wait for it to land, Elle. For future reference, just wait like another 5 or 10 seconds before you come in with it's a joke.
Well, this is an improv joke. Improv jokes are different than regular jokes.
The dynamic is still the same. You want it to hit. You know what I mean? You give the people a second to go, what? And then,
that was for Susan. I don't want her to actually think I think that I killed, Aaron Carter.
I don't want Susan to have any reason to question anything that we're doing here.
He was fucked up though. The reason I was like, why are you following me? Was like, he was already fucked up at that point and was like, in probably the worst part of his life, I would imagine, when he followed me. And I was like, well, that could only help him because I say some good shit on Twitter. So enjoy, man. But then he stopped following me and I was like, well, whatever. Okay. He probably expected me to follow him back. That wasn't going to happen. Just because you follow me doesn't mean I'm going to follow you, sir. I don't care who you are.
Hell yeah.
I don't care if you're Elon Musk. I'm not following Elon Musk. Sorry. I don't follow people just to be annoyed by them. I don't follow people just to keep up with how many stupid shit tweets they make, like Bill Gates, for example. I don't follow people I don't enjoy on, that level. Like other people will follow people because of that, but I don't. It's not banking.
I really like how Mike is just like seriously getting a good look at everyone. It looks like he's looking at mouse edit in the little thing.
Yeah.
Norman Peanut.
He ain't looking at me. Haha. Haha,
like,
Mike.
Mike
Nice
is
try.
looking at that corner, just like
Uh-oh. He is now.
scrutinizing.
He's like, what's that sound?
Scrutinizing.
I'll give him a finger. I'll give him a finger.
Seb lives for the vacuum sound. It's not a vacuum. His name is Robert.
A dancing finger. Give me music.
Right?
I need music, Steve.
Where's the racy striptease?
This was against the law in 1910. This was against the law.
No, 010 is way better.
Oh my
This
god.
was against the law in 10 BC.
Way back in the times of the 1910s. I remember.
I should just do this in a YouTube video, just no reference. Like
You definitely should and make sure you sing da 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 without giggling because I can't not do it.
this is a good workout, though. Damn.
Perfect.
Oh, I got some music in the background outside. I can't. Oh, you got the hand there. Uh-oh.
Oz's whistle's name is Chunga. Chunga. Oz Whistle's vacuum had Chunga's revenge. Frank Zappa wrote a song about it. I'm not going to go into the details.
This is the content you're here for.
That's right. Is that the sound? That's what you should do. Is just put up your finger and be like, and wait for that fan sound to come on and be like, is this the sound of a Roomba? Like do a poll, on the thing. Yeah.
Stop. It's not.
People could guess.
Name
like
that sound.
yes, all the people like really audiophiles listening to stuff. I don't think it's a Roomba. What the hell is that, Bob? I don't know.
Seb wanted the clothespins. Do I have one nearby?
Seb is cracking me up. Look,
I have a battery.
And it was mixed with the vacuum sound. Loved it.
It was not. It was the humidifier.
That's awesome. Just the fact that there's another sound, just in general, in a video that's supposed to be that.
Oh my
That's
god.
fantastic. That's you're right on the cutting edge of something right there because
Peaches
I am doing the
the
best ASMR.
that's the polar opposite of
Jenna,
like,
what do you think I gave
he's
Peaches?
like studio
Can you guess?
environment thing,
What do you think I gave him that made him go and so quietly? Notice how
Sedative?
quiet.
What was it?
What do you think I gave him?
Mr. Sluggo gave him
I asked Jenna Colby, Steven.
good God damn it.
Uh-oh, she called him Steven.
I blame Lucky calls me fucking Steven. I blame George Soros, okay?
It's all George Soros and David Koch's fault.
Fucking right. God damn it.
And whoever that is
Whoever that is, allegedly, and other billionaires that still remain nameless.
Yeah, I know. Drew, it's crazy, right? I told Drew to do shorts. He did shorts. His channel freaking grew.
Fucking blew up. I'm gonna do shorts too sometimes, and
Yeah.
I'm really sucking.
I'm gonna do longs just to be different.
Yeah, I was trying to do different. It doesn't get you subscribers. If you do shorts and they're fucking just inane, weird little things, you'll get a fucking million fucking subscribers. But a million subscribers does not transfer to a million people
Money.
coming to your podcast and listen and live streaming with you.
No, but it
gets you to the next step in the next tier of the fucking YouTube bullshit.
Yeah, because if you have 1,000 subscribers, then you can get money for your shorts.
You can
too.
monetize that bullshit.
You can monetize your
Those
shorts.
inane little videos.
I have one short. It was not purposefully a short, but they made it a short, and it's the masks everywhere video because it's vertical, I guess. They're like, that's a
vertical
short.
And it's under 60 seconds?
Brief, obviously, yes.
Yep, that's what it is.
It has a little ditty.
It does it by the time
up.
and the layout for sure, because when I do them, thumbnails 1280 760, it's like, no, this can't be a short. It doesn't like it. It'll do it, but you won't see the whole thing on the fucking short, the layout, you know what I mean? Because it's for vertical phone situation.
Yeah.
So you're not supposed to use vertical in any video except these. These are the exception.
Correct.
There's always an exception to
TikTok
every
as
rule.
well. TikTok will do both though. It'll do either.
Yeah, but the YouTube ones, and they don't want you to have it. They don't want you to have a watermark of anywhere else either.
Right.
Like you can't. You'll see some people that do shorts and they have their their TikTok handle on there, because it will save it onto your TikTok. Will save it onto your phone, the video that you've edited. So it's like, oh, I can just upload that, right? No. And they have cool editing software stuff on the TikTok, but they don't. YouTube doesn't like that. They don't want you to do that. If you have another, watermark. One of mine has like 19,000 views on it. A short of Peaches and Everett. It's 19,000 views. Like, holy shit, that's a lot for me. Yeah.
Could I just give Seb one little piece of ASMR and then I'll be done? This is for you, Seb.
Yes, let's wrap.
You can guess what it is.
I'm talking.
All right, here it is. All right, we're done. I want to know what he thinks it is. That's your homework. Well, not homework. That's your quiz. What was that? Just for you, Seb.
It's really like person specific, because that's really reminiscent to the sound of somebody cutting out some rails on a fucking cassette case in 1987. And
cool.
But I know you're not doing that, so it's like
no.
So, but that's my only. That's
cool.
That's immediately what I thought of. That would be great in a movie. You could actually, that Foley.
I could Foley that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't do it again because I can't tell you why, but I can't do that again.
But that's great.
The hint. That was not a stapler, no.
So. Do you remember we talked about a while back about doing a stream?
Roman Smith said the same thing. Somebody cutting out a line. See?
Yeah, that is what it sounds.
It's a triggery sound.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Of all the stuff that you did in Hollywood, remember we talked about doing that? Like doing all the movies and like the little clips of all the movies that you're in as extras and stuff like that. We still gotta do that.
Yeah.
Do you remember?
Yeah.
Because like Elle's in like Hollywood movies, guys. I know you guys don't see her on screen, but like I can.
Oh, you can see me on in Jack and Jill, sort
of.
But you can also you can really see me on Glee because I got featured there.
Yeah, I still want to do that and talk about a whole, like, how Hollywood's been and, your experience since, like, you went there and, you know, I always thought it would be a really cool stream to do. So you gotta pull all that together, because you know where you were and what, you know, movies you starred in and you know, were extras in.
Okay.
Well, I don't know.
I started my own. I made my own movies. They weren't very great.
Yeah. Well, I still, you know, I still want to do that though. I want to have the
Yeah, because I've been in some shady situations. Like, looking back, I'm like, all right. There's some shady people that I was, you know, on set with. That's interesting. One kind of, you know, forced out pedophile kind of guy who ended up killing himself allegedly. That one was weird.
Nikki says, "Wait, you were on Glee?"
Oh, heck yeah. I was on many episodes of Glee, and I was visible. I was also on The Big Bang Theory. Very visible in this one ep. I could probably find it and give you a preview of me.
Well, don't give it away.
Don't give it away. Save it for the show.
Yeah, I want to do a whole show on, like, you know, like your.
But I was very into it, and I would like do my action, and I would create a backstory for my character and everything, like I did on Hawthorne, where I got a cancer diagnosis and I had to have surgery. That was insane.
Yeah,
I still have the Goodwill slippers that I got for that I bought for that occasion. I still have the slippers that I bought. They don't fit because my feet got bigger when I got taller, but I wore them as a patient in the hospital, and I got them at Goodwill.
Hell yeah. Nothing wrong with some Goodwill slippers.
I was like, I got to go to this shoot. I need a patient outfit. Here we go. I think they gave me the scrubs.
We went to Goodwill, like, I don't know, probably, I want to say like 2.5, 3 years ago now, like probably like right before the pandemic. And there was this beautiful leather backpack, like one that usually goes for like $400 in the mall, you know, like all like really beautiful sewing and pockets on it and shit. It's like super nice. And they want $20 for it. Like, wow, that is the nicest backpack ever. So of course we bought it. And it's just waiting for its job. It's like one day that's gonna be a thing that is attached to me.
What?
That backpack that we've bought at Goodwill. Because Elle got some slippers at Goodwill and used them in a thing. In a film, but they don't fit anymore because her feet grew, because she got bigger and taller.
I have these slippers.
Oh,
I bet they fit.
They
must
do.
be nice.
I paid $2 for that.
I can't find slippers that fit because I'm a big ass foot person. I'm gonna have to get dude slippers. That's what I'm gonna do. Get a dude slipper.
Wow.
Yeah, my
That's
feet.
what I should have done in the first place. I'm dumb. Go ahead.
No,
Lucky's web feet fit right in those slippers, everybody. So don't even
have web feet. Whatever happened to Riley?
I don't know. Riley has disappeared. He may be swimming with the duck somewhere. I'm not sure. I think his feet were also secretly webbed.
Yes.
Or hers. I'm sorry. I'm not sure. And the sex, so I'm not sure.
I know. Steve's like really famous for misgendering.
I am
people.
fucking infamous at it. I don't know. I don't mean to be, and I am just super awkward in that fucking thing. Like, I don't know what to call people anymore.
Super awkward. Misgendering
Super
time.
awkward. Exactly. Shout out to Elle's podcast, by the way, that you should be listening to.
Been doing it since 2013.
Putting in work, people.
Your slippers cost you $80.
$80 motherfucking
Mine
dollars.
were 40.
Woo!
Like 40 from Sweden or something. Norway. I don't know. One of them.
Oh my god!
It was Sweden or Norway. I can't remember.
LL Bean slippers.
LL
Mine are
Bean
vegan,
don't
though.
even cost $80.
They're
That's
ugly. And
crazy.
These probably would have cost that much, but I paid $2 for them. I was at a like a secondhand shop, and they were brand new.
Seb's tastes are entirely too rich for me.
I love.
I can't keep up with $80 slippers. Are you kidding me?
Adore these.
I'm getting some dude slippers. That's enough. I've had enough.
I love.
I gotta find
the
Yes,
distance between us and some other people in our.
I basically just moved my heel out of the fucking shoe thing and then just like scooch into the kitchen with them. It's really embarrassing. Anyway, so nobody guessed what it was that I was doing on the mic. Ew, this phrasing. But what I was doing before as ASMR. So should I tell you? It's pretty simple. You're gonna like be like, what? Because I don't even know how it sounded. But like it was inspired by GB ASMR, who has her own channel. Shout out to her. She'll never listen to this. But anyway, she's a very inspirational.
He just did an ASMR once.
Yeah, he did.
That's
He
cool.
ate celery.
That's a type of it that I don't do, but I applaud it. So anyway, it was a toilet. What is it called? Toilet roll, like a toilet. You know, when it's done. Yeah. So it was the last piece of toilet paper on a toilet paper roll that I was taking off, and then I was doing the noise on the toilet paper roll. I used a toilet paper roll recently, and I'm like, yeah, I could do that for ASMR. Let me try that. It was easy. Everybody's got toilet paper. Shit, yeah. I don't have to buy
Applejack, are
anything.
you kidding me? $230 for a pair of shoes? I've never spent that much.
Those are sneakers too. Like Sirius is like $20 is the most I'll pay. I'm like, I will pay as much as it costs to own a pair of good Doc Martens or Red Wings or something and Keens. And then everything else is just whatever the fuck. Because those are the only two decent things that I've ever seen in my life last longer than 10 years. Like a pair of sandals will last you 10 years. A pair of fucking boots from Doc Marten, if you get decent ones, might last you 10 years, but definitely the Red Wings will last you 10 years if they're made in America ones. If they're the Chinese ones, they won't last. That's just a
I
fact.
didn't know we were still on shoes. My bad.
We're just still in it.
Lady Alex are you a size 10?
Yeah, Meryl's also awesome.
Elle, are you a size 10?
I'm 11 now. I can't do. That's why I need dude shoes, man.
Oh no.
I'm fucked. I'm 11 and a half technically. That's how fucked it is. But I wear 11 for the tennis shoes that I bought just recently, which are very expensive. They're very expensive. They're 120. No, that's the original ones that I bought. These were like 94 something.
You should have all your old plain white tees sent to us to turn into tie-dyes for you, Seb. And then you'll be the slickest motherfucker in tie-dyes.
I can't.
Hey there, Delilah.
And then you get to wear them again. You know what I mean?
I think I have one white t-shirt
Yeah.
because I don't wear it. And that's the only reason it's white.
Because I don't wear it.
Because What? He throws them away after a few times and you pay $40 a shirt?
Crazy man.
Applejack.
Give them to people.
Yeah, what are you doing? Why are
Save
you
them up
throwing
and send them
away?
to us. We'll turn them into tie-dyes and we'll give them to people. Come on now.
Are you
I still have my Bernie shirt.
Tie-dye them? Absolutely. And we'll put Lucky Burrito on that son of a bitch. People will fucking know our name. And that's what we do.
I didn't even throw that away.
We'll take over the world with Seb's t-shirts. Let's go.
I can't believe you throw them away though.
A shirt's a shirt.
Nikki has a white cotton dress.
Nice.
Okay.
White's hard.
Oh,
to
he
pull off.
says he brings them to Salvation Army.
Wait,
That's me throwing them away.
Of course he does. Of course.
I
We should've
have a
known that.
bag of stuff that's like white that I just have like because I'm gonna tie dye it.
Because you're gonna rack them up. It's more fun to do it when you have a whole bunch of fucking shit to do.
Yeah, even stuff that like I'm probably gonna tie dye some stuff to sell stuff. I got plain white bandanas like this one. This one's actually a vintage one from the 80s. This is my heart.
You're so You're such a material girl in a material world.
I'm not a material girl though.
I know. That was
Did
a
y'all
joke.
hear me singing Hey There, Delilah?
Oh my god.
When you said plain white tees, I immediately thought of them.
Yes.
I heard their early stuff is pretty good, pretty rocking. They really sold out, just like everybody else.
That's awesome t-shirt, Oz.
Applejack, I would have a hard time shopping like you do. I couldn't do it. Like, oh my god, that would be so hard for me.
I went to a Gap today, but they had like a men's hoodie that I was like looking at. I was like, okay, the hoodies in the men's section are better. So I was like, look at those. And it didn't have Gap on it, which was like, thank goodness. But I looked at it even more thoroughly, like at one of them at like a medium. I was like, yeah, I could fit in a medium because it's a dude. And usually I would want to wear a large, but like it's a dude, so medium. But then it had stuff connected to it. And I was like, I can let the, made in a country with children making it for no pay. I can let that slide, but I can't let this fabric slide that connects to everything, where everything's like collecting onto the fabric. Now that's a no-go for me. The child slavery, I can let that slide, but
so the slavery, as long as it's not linty, as long as it's not a linty thing, yeah.
That's the straw that broke the camel's back for me, man.
Oh my god.
That's
I just want to bite it. I won't pay $40 for that material. I'm sorry.
That's very what do you call
I have
that?
standards.
Applejack, that's crazy. Like,
That's very Tim Dillon of you, Elle.
It's a joke. These are jokes.
there she is.
Did I get the timing right?
That was perfect. Perfect.
you did it.
You're a genius,
Ba-dum-tsh.
kid.
Pachoon, choon. I don't have a thing. I can.
Neither do I.
Order up. We have a winner.
I have a cowbell.
It needs more
I don't know
cowbell.
what that means.
This episode needs more cowbell.
D15. D15.
Okay, so we need to give Lady Alex Trish's address so she can send her some of those shoes. Yay!
Fuck
Trish,
yeah, we made a
I'm really
connection.
excited because, okay, Trish, she's been trying to get me to have bigger feet so that I can
Yeah,
have the
she's been
shoes.
working. She's been psychically willing Lucky's feet to grow so she could send her shoes to somebody.
And she's like, what size is Skyla? And I'm like, her feet, she wears kid size shoes. Like,
And they're both little tiny feet, ladies. They got tiny feet.
well, my feet used to be tiny. Yeah, I used to wear like a size 6.
Well, they smaller than other people's.
Are they 9, 8, or 9?
They're like an 8. I think now I usually wear my shoes bigger than what I actually need them. Because when I was a kid, I had shoes that
Stretching
were too
webs
tight.
ain't easy, Lady Alex said. She's a nurse. She knows.
Oh my god, no. After I had my when I got pregnant with Skyla, my feet changed from like a size like 6, 7 or something. It was around in there. Like I could still fit in kids, like the kids' biggish size. And then I had like I was like sometimes a 7. But then after I was pregnant with Skyla, my shoe size went up to like an 8. I was so mad. So I usually wear between an 8 and a 9, depending on like the shoe.
I just discovered recently that I'm an inch taller than I thought, and that was a life-changing discovery. And I'm flabbergasted by it. And moving on.
I lost
and
height.
it's weird because it's like I'm almost a normal BMI if that's the case. So that's pretty crazy.
Well, that's good. You've worked hard for that.
Yeah, I even found out I was way, way fatter in 2013 or whatever the fuck this was. It was like 2016, but I don't remember when it was. In my notes of my nostalgic 4S phone. And I found out that I was like, I got these measurements for extra work. And then I had a different bust size than my cup size. I'm like, that doesn't make sense. I hope I didn't send that to someone because it really doesn't make sense for that to be so different. And also I was like, damn, big boobs. They have gotten smaller.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Big ass too. Damn. Not really. I didn't have much of an ass, but I had a big hips. I had big hips and waist. And now they're not as big. I am 5'8", as it turns out. I thought I was 5'7" for the last few years, but it turns out I was 5'8".
That's weird. I thought I was 52 for like 3 years, and then suddenly I'm not.
I took a tape measure. I tried it, and I was like, I can't tell. Then I had my roommate do it, and I don't think he would lie. Like, what would he get from it? And then he says 5'8", and then he tried again, and he was like 5'8", and I'm like, all right, I can take the tape measure back, and I sent it back to Target, and I got a refund, and then I bought some Myers cleaner, method cleaner that I'm going to use for dishes, because now I wash my dishes with cleaner. So I am a grown-up now. Thank you.
Wow.
Oh, Jilly, you are
Nice.
tiny. You're only 4'11". I'm not much taller than you.
Yep. Kate,
Wow.
Italian people make
I'm
incredible
5'3".
by the way. Shoes and boots, hiking boots in particular, and cowboy boots too.
Trish, you're
like,
taller than me too.
some wicked nice ones.
Skyla's like 5'2", and I'm like 5'3". And they predicted that would be her height when she was little. And her dad is also 5'3".
I feel lucky to be to be taller, because
Hey,
if I'm fat, it doesn't show as much as on a petite person. So I've always been like, phew, it could have been worse.
Yeah, like I'm
Ever
like
since I was
the only-
13, I think I've been this height or close.
Yeah, I'm only
Oh, that's
I'm
cool.
only 5'3". And it's weird when I was in my car accident, because of my my disc collapsing, I like lost half of an inch, and then once I had the surgery again, I went back to being 5'3". It was pretty crazy.
That is really cool, Kate. They have like, I know I've seen a couple of documentaries about families that make shoes and stuff in Italy. And
Is that cobbling?
yeah, it's cobbling. And
Cobbler.
and Kate's like, she buys the shoes on eBay, the boots that she buys, and they're made in the 70s. And like the craftsmanship on stuff in the 70s is just fucking unbelievably good compared to now. Like, you're like, holy shit. When you see stuff like that was created, like especially shoes that were made in a different country than the US or China or somewhere mass produced, ones that were made, you know what I mean, a piece at a time, or in a small shop somewhere, like the attention to detail is just like amazing. Like the stitching and everything is just like perfect on them compared to what you see today, what passes as good today.
Oh my gosh. So Salty's talking about somebody who had a foot fetish. So I had an ex that had a foot fetish, and like I dated this guy for like, I don't even know why I call him an ex. Like I literally dated him for like a month, and like there was never even anything that happened between us. Like, it was weird. But he used to love to rub my feet after I worked as a waitress, and so I would be like, sure, you want to rub my feet because you have a foot fetish? That's fine. You can rub my feet, and that's as far as you're getting. But later, like years down the road, he saw me like at a bar, and he like got on his like hands and knees and took my fucking sandal off at the bar to look at my feet because he loved my feet so much. It was so creepy.
Damn, Lady Alex, those are some bougie slippers you got there.
I met Quentin Tarantino once. That's my contribution to this conversation.
Ice wine slippers from Austria.
Did he like feet?
Yes, that's the joke. Mhm.
That is
The
the
French guy.
Lady Alex, I am bougie. Just own it,
I
sister.
am bougie, she says.
That's right.
Not bougie.
Not the bougie. She was bougie.
I can hear her saying it.
She said, fuck you, give me the money. Give me the fancy fucking slippers. I don't care. Nazis made them, whatever. Just give them. Let's go.
I actually
As long as the material is
Give me
good.
that shit.
I have some Birkenstocks I need to get resold. Actually, I need to take them to a cobbler.
Yeah, no.
I just love.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Paying a lot for expensive shoes, for good quality shoes, is just common sense. Because if you do it, they'll last you your whole life unless somebody steals them. Because that's happened to me a couple times.
Well, what's sad about my situation, now that you bring that up, is that I buy expensive shoes because I'm vegan and and I want non-slavery shoes. So I try my best to do that. But at the same time, unfortunately, I have an extra bone that I think I've mentioned, which is a navicular bone in my foot, in both of them, unfortunately.
She's really the web toe person.
I'm double jointed. I don't know. I'm not.
Elle has web toes.
Like I'm a double
too.
bone.
Wow.
Anyway, it makes it difficult for me to walk more so than others, and I walk kind of pigeon-toed sometimes, and so I wear out my shoes easier than others. So I get to waste money on expensive shoes multiple times throughout maybe a year. So that's really fun for me, having that orthopedic issue.
So Seb said, I have an extra bone.
Yeah. But mine's an actual bone. Thank you.
But bump.
Also, you fucked up the extra part, but that's okay. You couldn't see. I understand. But
it was an extra bone.
Yeah, extra bone. That's what she said. Boom.
The bone was in the way. Throw me a freaking bone here.
Lady Alex has 2 clits. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. I don't give a fuck what you say. Let her buy whatever kind of slipper she wants. All right.
Oh my God.
Come on. Let's be real.
No, I really do have to.
Austrian slippers made by
when I was a child.
Whatever you need.
When I was a child, I would look at people in like flip-flops or whatever in class, whatever they had. I don't know. But they'd be showing off their like ankles or whatever. And I'd be like, huh, that looks different than mine. So I used to always say that I had an extra ankle because I didn't know what the fuck it was at the time. So my mother would be like, you don't have an extra ankle. But I'm like, there's something there though. It's not an ankle, but it's there. It's at the top. Like, it's hard to explain. It's like a joint. It really is like a joint, but it's not a joint.
Peaches,
at the top. I don't know how to explain it. Anyway, it is there, and it's on two of my feet, so it's not an anomaly, I guess, on purpose. I'm purposefully fucked for life by all these things that are wrong with me. Thank you, universe.
Said, I like my footwear oppressed and kind of pissed off for a cow because they make the best work boots. You know, it's brutally honest, you know.
Yeah, I wish I could be as mindful of my shirts as I am my shoes. But there aren't a whole lot of fair trade shirts out there in this world, unfortunately. But they're very recyclable and very knowledgeable about the environment and the issues. Just this child slavery, they haven't really gotten a hold of yet. They haven't figured that out, how to fix that in some places. Immediately when I see like Indonesia or Cambodia, I'm like, oh, okay. Made there, all right, cool.
Lady Alex is doing friggin' double mint commercials about clitoris now. I don't know.
Oh my God, I don't know what's happening.
The Certs commercial is two clits in one. Oh my God.
How did we get?
Yeah, I know.
How's the weather? Clits. Okay. In a nutshell, how's the weather? Oh, socialism. Clits.
Socialism clits. Socialist clits. God damn it.
I can say clits because my mother is never going to watch this. She told me.
Oh, but it's probably
she
better.
Can't take it. She can't take this. You know, she couldn't stand it. She supports me, but
I wouldn't invite my mom to watch this. This would not. My mom would not. This is no. She.
My mom would know.
No, we're cool, but like she doesn't like the politics of it. She doesn't like me talking shit about Biden and shit.
Really?
And the Ukraine and all that. She doesn't like the truth. Truth does not strike her fancy.
Yeah, there's some of that in there with mine, and
Plenty of that. Most of the people we know.
most people, yeah, like most people, they don't necessarily want the truth from you. Like
They're not ready to handle the truth. They're like,
She just wants to hear how my day was. That's all.
yeah, just keep it light.
How was your day?
yep.
Did you get your phone? Yes, I got my phone. I'm glad.
Yeah, there's
Call your aunt.
there's a surface level. Some people want you to keep everything at, and like it's just very surface, very. That's how I am with my mom. Like, we'll talk about stuff, but we don't go deep into things like that. Like, it's just not. I'm too like raw and real and raunchy for my mom. Like,
Well, we've gotten into it myself. Like, we've gotten into it on the phone many times. And my brother, who's also a shit lib. Sorry, Mom, whatever. I don't care. If you
That's
fit
why-
the bill, you are the bill.
That's why we have this fam here, because this is the fam where we can be real and raw and honest and fearlessly authentic with. That's why we have this fam here.
Yeah. Because you got to keep it real.
Yeah.
It's hard to keep it real. I was just having that thought the other day of the things that we were talking about, and my realization about, voting just being the mechanism in which to keep everyone happy with the state of things. Just keep everything moving
Careful where you're going.
incrementally, slowly, at the most. That's as fast as anything is ever going to progress in Washington, and that's the game. And it just keeps flipping over in a cycle. And having that realization that you're condemned when you opt out of it. You're condemned if you try to fucking, put your energy into a different party than the duopoly that's already in charge of everything. And having this conversation and expressing those ideas to my mom would be like overwhelming for her. I think she'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about?
We are the people that they are warned about.
Yeah, we were the crazy conspiracist fucking tin hat fucking brigade. As soon as I start opening my mouth to them, that's what they're gonna think. Talking about the WEF, just talking about the fourth industrial revolution. Oh yeah, I heard about that on Tucker Carlson. That's some, they're oblivious. They have no actual information. They just have this like vague idea that like QAnon is somehow real and Russiagate is also somehow real, and somehow the kids need to be fucking getting booped. Like, what the fuck? That's the reality.
What's weird is that mine, she knows the 9/11 was the job, but she doesn't believe the fake information about the pandemic. She doesn't believe what I tell her with facts and evidence.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to believe it.
It's
but
a shame
that's
that
funny
some
that you could
people-
believe one thing, but like not that other thing.
So close. Like,
so close. There's so many
close.
people that are so close too, where you'd be like, oh, that's right on. That was
because then it requires
a hot take on something, and they nail it, and you're like, yeah.
because then it requires them to either accept it and do nothing, or do something. They have to make a conscious choice. They can't go back and do anything really about what has happened in the past. They can accept past things, right?
Yeah.
But no, I can't accept what's happening currently right now, because then I might have to change my behavior and everything that I'm doing, and it leads you down rabbit hole after rabbit hole. I have to play this just for mouth.
Do you love
Me better.
margarine and polystyrene foam? Move over, Twinkie. This may outlast you in the apocalyptic times. You can rely on old meat butter for your end times. Meat butter. Not to be confused with ham that comes in a can. The best hams don't come in a can, and you need a plan in the apocalyptic times. That's where meat butter shines. Try meat butter from the makers of Spam. Your dog will thank you. Or will they?
Meat butter. Meat butter is not for human consumption or animal consumption. Please do not, by any means, feed meat butter to anyone you know or ever will know. Meat butter is very harmful, toxic, and will cause death. Not responsible.
Wait a minute. Meat butter's not real?
No, remember it got fact checked.
Meat butter was an inside job?
It got fact checked.
Some
remember?
kind of direct energy weapon? What?
What was it on Facebook, right? It got fact checked on Facebook.
I don't know.
Do butter.
Damn it.
Oh.
Fuck you, George Soros, and your fake butter. Son of a bitch.
Roman. That's a good one, Roman.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Based.
Yep.
I don't know if I
can
would
see
say
this, but
that
you
climate
can't see that.
change. What's that?
It's like you can see this, but you can't see that.
Oh yeah, for sure. Climate change, I don't think is real or unreal. I think there's a lot of manipulation when it comes to the weather, as we've discussed in this episode,
Yeah.
and also of the media in regards to the subject, which is being used in that way.
Well, the climate is definitely changing.
It's definitely getting
But
strange.
is it changing because of the things that
That's the
they're
thing.
saying?
That's where
it.
I didn't go.
When we look
just
into it,
I'm just
you know,
noticing.
we need
Yeah.
facts.
things are changing. I'm observing
Yeah.
that it's not the
But
same.
why?
Yeah.
But
But
some
why is
leftists
the
don't want to look
question?
at why.
To be seen. Yeah. That, could
That
be
is a
discussed.
totally different ball game on it.
That
you
could
know?
be investigated further, certainly. That's what we alluded to. Have
And if you really want to know the
maybe,
truth,
Tuesday,
you will look
explain
into it, and you will not just believe everything that you hear.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Precisely.
I can
Which is what
talk
we do.
from my own experience of where I've lived for years that it's not the same. That's what I'm talking on. And I was just bringing up the article to kind of show like their, you know, their comparison of what they're saying, which does reflect what other people are saying is happening too.
Yeah.
That was what that was. It wasn't.
And showing, you know, the obvious scare tactic of that reporting in itself and what that is. You know what I mean? Like they hype the shit out of it because that's going to be the next.
That is the next thing. Yeah, that is their next thing.
That's
Their
the thing
next
that's going to lock us
is
down again.
climate.
It's not safe to go outside, everyone.
Climate
and
lockdown.
yeah, and it is something that we need to be aware of the impact that we're doing, and like what's happening and why it's happening. That's what's important, is to look at the rest of the story, not just what
Yes.
they feed you. Look behind
And
the
this,
scenes.
the bullshit with the paintings and everything, and the mashed potatoes or whatever the hell they're throwing on the paintings and destroying paintings and art museums and shit.
They're not
That
even
shit is
destroying
paid
them.
off. They are paid to do that, by the way. They are paid by Climate Emergency Fund in California. Just so you know, Just Stop Oil is, I'll do a whole thing about it. But like,
Yeah.
they're paid
No,
off.
we
from
realized that
California activists
it was more you know,
who are connected
actor
to
And
Getty's.
the paintings have glass over them.
Yeah, they
they're not
didn't-
actually destroying the paintings.
they didn't destroy anything.
Of course
They
not.
destroyed some soup. That's
It's
what they did.
performative art
Yes.
paid for by a fund connected to the Gettys, to one of the Gettys, Eileen Getty. Getty out of here.
Applejack said, "My sources trust me, bro."
Speaking of that, let's get you out of here.
Yes, we're gonna wrap up. Unless there was anything else.
Elon Musk is going to own all of us, according to media reports.
Oh, is that what was happening with him?
Yes, we are all going to be owned by Elon at some point. So let's get used to that.
Well, he wants to have the single app to do everything. It's only if,
X, yes.
yeah, and it's only if people conform to what is being handed to them and what's being spoon fed to them that anything can happen.
Well, yeah.
That any of this can happen.
I saw this whole
If
thing
the
unfolding.
masses agree,
Yeah.
then yes, that's how it works.
I saw this whole thing on an episode of Futurama, man. Come on. What the hell are these?
Predictive programming. I'm Elon Musk on Twitter now. Elon Musk.
All right. I must ask you all to have a great night, and I will. We'll see you soon.
Cake or pie? Take the poll. I love you guys.
Peace out, cake or pie.
Goodbye, everybody. We
Adios.
love you.
Pie in my face.
Good night.
Hey, remember that, smiles are free, but they're worth a lot. So you should do that. You should smile.
Yeah.
You don't have an outro for me.
I don't have an outro. Just sing. Go la 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 la.
La, la,
It's the end of a lucky show. La 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 la
la,
la.
la, la.
Perfect.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Good night, everybody. Please hit that like button on your way out. We appreciate you. Peace.
Sleep well.
Peace out.
Okay, I'm hitting the end. Good night.